Yes, yeah, I'm Hani from Gaul.
Hmm.
Actually, I work at an international school as a teacher, and
Okay.
I really love public speaking. And to be honest, I conduct some classes for English speaking, and I would like to help my students as well. So I really have gone through some videos of yours, and I'm really impressed, and I'm really excited about you. That's why I have joined today to get some more experiences.
That's fantastic. Thank you for the compliment. Nice to have you here. All right,
Yes,
good. Ilma,
thank
how
you.
about you?
Hi,
Ilma?
hi, I'm Rishma Ismail here.
Oh, okay.
Hello?
Vishma. Yes, tell me a bit
Yeah,
about yourself,
Rishma.
Vishma.
Yeah, I'm Rishma Ismail, live in Colombo 13. Actually, I just wanted to improve my public speaking and I just went through your advertisement on FB and I just got impressed. Definitely, yeah. Um, Really, I just want to join your public speaking what that class or whatever. So definitely I'll be joining and I just would love to improve my public speaking and just interact with strangers. And to be honest, I'm running a business, so for that I just need to improve my public speaking to interact with people, strangers, to get some more sales.
All right, good, good, good. Nice to have you here. I hope you get
Thank
something of
you,
value by the end of the session today. All right,
thank you,
good.
thank you. Yeah, thank you.
Okay. So, guys, what we are going to discuss today are the five main mistakes that keep you from becoming a great speaker. In the course of trying to learn about this, we are also going to discuss what public speaking is and what is the correct structure when it comes to delivering speeches. And then we are going to look at the five biggest mistakes that keep you from becoming a good speaker and how we can help you fix that. All right. So, one of the things that I want to know, okay, one of the things that I want you to put in the chat box is why you are here. You're obviously here to learn how to be a better speaker, but why are you specifically here? What will learning how to speak well do for you? Will it help you earn more? Will it help you build a high net worth network? Will it help you get to know people who are in good positions in life that can give you better opportunities? Are you here because you want to learn how to face an interview? Are you here because you have to deliver presentations at work? You have to speak to your team. You want to get promoted in your place of work, and so you want to learn how to communicate well. Maybe you run your own business. Maybe you're an entrepreneur, you're a businessman. You want to learn how to grow your business. You want to learn how to communicate well so that you can make more sales. Guys, trust me, learning how to speak well can do all of these things for you. But I want to know what brings you here. How will being able to speak confidently help you? Can you put this into the chat box? Can you put your answers into the chat box? How will being able to speak confidently help you? I want to know this. Someone says, obviously, networking and marketing. Yes, true. I want to build confidence while speaking for all the reasons you mentioned. Great. Someone says, level up your income to grow in my career. Good, good. Guys, what about everyone else? I see a lot of people on the webinar, so I want everyone to answer. Right? I don't want anyone to just take a back step and keep your camera switched off and not take part. Guys, I want you to actively take part in the webinar today. All right. So, Krisha, who's this? Chintani, right? Guys, I want to see your answers. Saji, Linuki, I want to see the answers. Tilak, Riaz, Dinal, Hanifa, all of you guys, I want to see some answers. Good. Make connections to feel confident. I want to improve my English. Good. I want to be able to do presentations, to develop friendships. Good, good, good. Guys, these are fantastic reasons. Learning how to speak well is the difference between you staying stuck in one aspect of your life to progressing and becoming the best version of yourself that you can be. For those of you that follow my channels, you know I run a podcast, I run an interview channel, and we bring in top corporate leaders. Some of them are my students, some of them are people that we invite. And one of the main skills that every single corporate leader says that you need in order to succeed in the corporate world, not just in the corporate world, guys, a lot of the entrepreneurs that we bring in, a lot of the businessmen that we bring in, every single one of them says that communication is the number one skill that you need if you want to be good at anything you do. You might be an accountant, you might be a marketer, you might be a salesperson, you might be a businessman, you might be working in IT. But knowing how to communicate well can really change your life. So I'm very excited to have all of you here today. I really hope you take something of value from the webinar today. And guys, trust me, if you really pay attention to what I'm saying and if you practice what you learn today, I can guarantee that you will be at least 10% better today than you were before you joined this webinar. And if you sign up to my program, we have a 4-month training program after this. Every single student of mine that has completed the program has had nothing but good things to say. And one thing that I can personally guarantee is that whatever fear, whatever nervousness that you have up here when it comes to speaking in front of people, we can get rid of it completely. Make sense? All right. So guys, let me give you a quick introduction about myself before we start. My name is Sheshan Dias. So most of you here probably have seen me on Facebook. So I'm some random guy that popped up on your Facebook feed. Naini, that's how I popped up on your Facebook feed, right? I was some random guy that suddenly popped up and said, hey, if you want to be a good speaker, sign up to this program. That's how most of you have seen me. But my name is Sheshan Dias. And to give you some context about myself, guys, I was never someone who started off as a confident speaker. One of the stories that I always share when I do these webinars is when I was really young, I had to go to church and I had to give the prayers of the faithful at church. Okay, I don't know how many of you are Catholics, but we have this thing called the prayers of the faithful where we have to go up on the altar in front of the whole audience that is there in church and we have to read out these prayers. And the thing is, it's not just reading. Okay, you have to like say it in a bit of a sing-song way. Okay, so you have to go da 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 da. So you have to sing it a bit. Okay, so now I got on the altar. I would have been about 9 years old. Got on stage, got on the altar, and I started to say it. Right, I started to say it, and the worst part is that I was completely out of pitch. Right, I was completely out of pitch, so much so to the point that the pianist stopped playing because he just couldn't keep up and he just looked at me like, oh my God, you're doing something wrong. And then the priest also started looking at me, and then I started crying and I ran off the altar. Right, now you would think after that embarrassing incident that I never got on stage again, but fortunately or unfortunately, I had parents that didn't let me give up. Right, so no matter how much I cried, no matter how much I said I can't do it, my father would give me a nice knock on the head and say, okay, you're going to go and do it again and again and again and again and again. Right, guys, by the time I was 13, 14, 15 years old, I was delivering speeches at school. I was getting very confident speaking in front of a crowd simply because no matter how uncomfortable it felt, guys, I am not lying to you when I say to this day, when I have to speak in front of 150 people, it's nerve-wracking, right? It feels scary because if you look at this webinar today, there's about 150, there's about 190 people here. Right? I don't know any of you. I don't know who you are. You might be, I don't know, we get some top level people that join these webinars. It's crazy. Right? And I have this little fear in myself that, hey, what if I make a mistake? What if they laugh at me? What if I embarrass myself? But I have been trained from a young age to put myself into uncomfortable situations and just keep doing it again and again and again. And it doesn't matter that people laugh at you. It doesn't matter what people think, because at the end of the day, if we are able to put something of quality, of value out there, then that's all that matters, right? So when I started off, I was not the most confident speaker, but over a period of time, I was able to develop my skills as a speaker. And one thing that my mother really did for me is she dragged me by the ear and she put me into theater, right? And so some of these pictures that you see of me taking part in different theater productions, both in school and out of school. Even today, I am very much into the corporate sector. I'm very much into running my own business, but I always find time for theater. Why? Because it always gives me an opportunity to perform in front of people. And as a result, when I have to speak, when I have to do presentations, when I have to speak in front of a large group of people, I am able to use those techniques, use those skills that I have from theater to speak confidently, to speak in an interesting way, to speak with good voice modulation in front of a group of people. Do you understand what I mean? So, guys, when I just left school, all right, I started working in radio. So I was a news presenter at Gold FM for close to about 5 years. And this started giving me a lot of opportunities because a lot of people started to recognize me, started to get to know my name. And then I started getting a lot of gigs to compare. So I became a wedding host, I became an event host, and I started doing a lot of comparing gigs. So I became a public speaker at the age of about 20, which is when I got my job at Gold FM. And ever since then, I have been doing different things with regards to public speaking. So I have been doing event hosting, I have been doing social media presenting, I have my own interview channel. My life now has been built around me being a public speaker, right? So for any of you that's wondering whether I have any experience, whether I can actually walk the talk, yes, I'm doing comparing. I have close to about 8 years of practical experience when it comes to speaking in front of people, speaking in front of large groups of people, and being on radio as well. All right. Over a period of time, I got into corporate training. I started doing motivational training. I started doing motivational speeches, training for school students, and I started building a career for myself around public speaking. We have successfully built up a large social media following. We have close to 100,000 followers on TikTok. We just hit 10,000 followers on YouTube. We've been growing on Instagram. So we've built up a big social media following for ourselves as well. And guys, one other thing that I like to highlight when it comes to my work experience is that I'm also the head of operations of an IT company called Better Cyber Career. So the reason that I mention this is because a lot of people come to me for corporate training, right? A lot of people come to me for interview training. A lot of people come to me to learn how to do corporate presentations. So the fact that I do work in a company and I have the experience of working for a company has really helped me help my students understand how to speak better and present themselves well in the corporate sector. All right. So I like to highlight this when it comes to my work experience as well. In terms of my education, I do have my licentiate in public speaking from the University of West London. I have also got my associate from Trinity College London, and I have got a teaching English as a foreign language certification from the World TESOL Academy. So not only am I qualified to be training people on how to speak well in public, I have been doing this and I have built a career for myself in public speaking over the last 8 years. All right. So I'm very excited to have you guys on board. I just wanted to give you that introduction about myself so that now I'm not just a random guy that you saw on Facebook, Linuki. I am actually someone that you know. Okay. So you can call me Sheshan, you can call me sir, whatever it is, and we will get this session started. So guys, a quick intro about my 4-month training program before we move forward. I will give you more details about this at the end. But one thing I want to highlight is that every single person that has been through my 4-month training program, that has completed the entire training program, has seen a significant improvement in their ability to speak well and also in their ability to face an audience without fear. All right. Even if they feel afraid, they are able to push that away and they are able to speak confidently in the best possible way because they have learned the right tools, skills that are necessary to speak confidently in front of an audience. All right. So trust me, one thing I can guarantee. I mean, guys, in one day, I might not be able to change your lives. But I can guarantee this. At the end of 4 months, I can and I will change your lives. I can guarantee this. All right. So I'm very excited to have you on board. I know not everyone will end up signing up to the program, but that's okay. If you are here today, learn what I'm going to teach you, put into practice what I'm going to teach you. And I guarantee again that if you genuinely practice what you learn in this webinar today, you will be a lot better than you were before you signed up to this webinar. To everyone that stays till the end, I will also be sending my free ebook on the WhatsApp group. So make sure you stay tuned till the very end. All right, guys, I want you to put into the chat box, what is holding you back from being a good speaker? Is it because you're scared of what other people think? Is it because you feel nervous? Is it because you feel like you don't have the right vocabulary? Can you let me know what is holding you back from being a good speaker? Fear of backfire. Okay, that means your fear of backlash, of people laughing at you. Got it. Vocabulary and grammar. Unfamiliar when facing a new audience. Someone said, okay, everything that you said. Good. Fear of making mistakes. Vocabulary. Feeling nervous. Okay. Okay. Social anxiety. I get stuck in front of others. Lack of new words. Okay. Okay. Guys, for anyone that is feeling stuck, for anyone that feels nervous, for anyone that feels like they don't have the right vocabulary, guys, I'm going to show you a couple of things today that will really help you overcome your fear of public speaking. So for anyone that is going through any sort of fear, that you feel that you don't have the right vocabulary, for anyone that is looking to improve themselves professionally, build up your personality, speak more clearly, this webinar is for you. So I hope all of you are ready. Can you drop a quick yes if you are ready to take the knowledge that I'm about to impart today? Guys, trust me, you're going to learn a lot. You're going to learn so much in this webinar today. I want you to say yes if you're ready, if you want to get started right now. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it, love it. Love the response. Okay. What is public speaking? That's the question. Okay, let me not show you the answer. Let me ask somebody. Okay, who can I ask? Dinal. Dinal, can you unmute yourself? How are you?
Yeah, I'm feeling good, sir.
Fantastic. Dinal, can you tell me what is public speaking? What are we here to learn? What is public speaking?
Yeah, public speaking. I think not just speaking in public place. Actually, when we facing the interviews and when we facing the presentations and when we describing uh, something in our with our colleagues uh, and something explain with our higher management also.
Absolutely. Public speaking, as the name tells us, is speaking in front of a crowd, any crowd. It could be 3 people, it could be 100 people, it could be 1,000 people. Okay. Speaking in front of a crowd, but just speaking in front of a crowd doesn't make it a good public speech. You need to have a structure and you need to have an objective. Is that clear? You need to have a structure and you need to have an objective. So, public speaking is delivering a speech or delivering a message to a group of people in a structured way to achieve an objective. That objective could be to inform, entertain, persuade, or demonstrate some kind of idea to a group of people. Guys, think about what I am doing here today. I'm doing a public speech. I'm delivering a public speech. Am I right? And it's structured. How do you know it's structured? Because obviously I have put a slide deck together. I know what I'm talking about in the next slide. I have structured it because I'm not just coming without any slide deck, without any plan. I'm not going to come here and speak for 2 hours. Do you understand what I mean? I have structured my information. And what is my objective here today? Is it to entertain you? Is it to make you laugh? Vikash, what do you think? Am I here to entertain you? Yes or no? I think you have to unmute yourself.
No, sir.
No. If I was here cracking jokes for 2 hours, would you feel like this
No,
was a good
definitely not.
use of our time? No. The thing is, even if I try to crack a few jokes, I don't see any of you laughing. Right? So clearly, I'm not that good of a comedian, not that good of an entertainer. I am here to inform you, right? I'm here to educate you. If you leave this webinar today feeling like you have learned something, my public speech has been successful. When Block and Dino get on stage, are they there to educate people? No. If people feel educated at the end of their session, they'll feel disappointed. Dina, when you're watching the cricket match, when you play a Block and Dino live, you don't want to be educated about cricket. You want to hear them entertain you. Do you understand what I mean? If you don't laugh at the end of a Block and Dino live, that means they have failed. Do you get what I mean? Let's say Hanifa goes to do a sales presentation to a company that you want to sell a couple of products to. Then what is your objective? You're delivering a speech to a group of people in a structured way, and you're trying to persuade them to purchase your product. Am I right? You're not there to just educate them. If you teach them everything about your product and they don't buy, you have failed as a salesperson. If you just make them laugh and they don't buy, you have failed as a salesperson. So your objective is to persuade. So whenever we deliver a public speech, there are two things we have to keep in mind. There needs to be a proper structure to what we are saying, which means we have to do some prior preparation. Plus, we need to be clear about what our objective is when we speak in front of a crowd. Okay. The main objective or the main purpose of delivering a speech is so that your audience takes some sort of positive action regarding your message. What does that mean? Today, at the end of the session today, I will be successful if you learn something of value from my webinar and you actively, practically use it in your life. If you learn the right speech structure and you start delivering speeches using my structure, it means I have delivered a good speech. Clear? If you're going to do a sales presentation and people purchase your product, they have taken positive action regarding your speech, you have been successful. Right? It could even be that the audience stands up and claps for what you said. If you're saying something entertaining or if you're demonstrating something to a group of people. Do you understand what I mean? So if people take positive action regarding the message that you're putting across at the end of your public speech, it means your speech has been successful. Guys, there are three main things that build up a good speaker. Okay, ethos, pathos, and logos. If you have these three things, it will make you a good speaker and it will also help you overcome your fear of public speaking. So let us go through each of these separately. Okay, number one is ethos. Guys, ethos means credibility. Credibility. Okay, let me ask you a question. I want you to put the answer in the chat box. Okay, imagine there is going to be a finance conference. Okay, finance conference, how to invest your money. That's the purpose of the conference. One of the speakers is Dhammika Pereira. He is one of the speakers. The other speaker is me, Sheshan Dias. How to invest your money. Whose lecture are you going for? Can you put the answer in the chat box? Don't say Sheshan Dias. Very good. People are saying Dhammika Pereira. Very good. Why are you saying Dhammika Pereira? Because the webinar is on, or the lecture is on, how to invest your money. If you learn from me how to invest your money, Dinal, you will probably go bankrupt in about a week or two. Right? But we are learning from Dhammika Pereira, who is the richest man in the country, one of the richest men in the country. So, what does he have that almost anyone else in the country might not have? Ethos. That means credibility. When you say the name Dhammika Pereira, you know he's the man when it comes to money. Do you understand? So, when we are going to speak about something, when we are called to deliver some kind of speech, we have to ask ourselves, do we have credibility to speak about that topic? So, what does credibility mean? What do you need to have to build up credibility? Number one, you need to have experience. Number one, okay, you need to have experience. Dhammika Perera is someone who has invested in hundreds of companies, has made billions and billions of rupees. So, does he have experience investing his money? Yes. Number two, you need to have education. Right? If you have good education about a specific topic, you can talk about that topic. If you have a degree, if you have a master's, if you have completed any professional qualifications, you can definitely speak about a topic. Number three, you should have studied or researched about that topic. Clear? That is how you build up your credibility. If people know, okay, this person has good education, this person has experience, this person has done his research, it gives you credibility to speak on that topic. Guys, that is why I gave you an introduction about myself at the start of this webinar. I showed you my experience. I showed you my qualifications before we started. Why? Because I wanted to build up credibility. Otherwise, I'm just a random person you have seen on Facebook. But now you know, okay, I have the experience, I have the education, I know what I'm talking about. So it's safe to learn from me. Do you understand what I mean? So I want you to have a look at this testimonial that I'm about to play. And again, I want to show you how I have built up credibility in the eyes of the audience that is watching this webinar today. So I just want you to take a look at this video.
Hi, I'm Nihal Mohandiram, the Vice President, Eco Hotels and Resorts. I need to tell this specifically. I joined Success Academy about 2 months ago. Actually, this was recommended by my wife. I'm a person who does a lot of public speaking. In the sense, I used to talk to my team. But I always realized that there are a lot that I need to learn and correct. So that's why I joined this Success Academy. So during these 2.5 months, I learned, I must say, a hell of a lot of things. So still I'm practicing and I'm doing that. And if I have to recommend to anyone, not any other thing, it is the Success Academy, and join with Sheshan Dias, and he's the best trainer for you to look for. Thank you very much.
All right. So again, the reason I played that testimonial here is to give you an example. Because the validity of my program, the validity of me as a teacher comes from the testimonials of my student. So by playing this testimonial, what does that show you? That I have credibility. Do you understand what I mean? Do you have any questions about this? If you have credibility about a topic, if you are a master's holder, a degree holder, a PhD holder about a specific topic or about a specific field, people know you have the knowledge to talk about what you are talking about. Make sense?
Hi.
Number 2 is called pathos. Guys, pathos. Okay, let me give you an example again. Now, when you want to remember something, right? When you want to keep something in your mind for a long time, what is the easiest way for you to remember that information? Is it if you hear all the facts and figures and data? Or is it if you hear a story? Which one is it? Would you remember something better if you heard a story? Or would you remember it better if you heard a lot of facts and figures and all of that? Good. Story, 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 story. Fantastic. Guys, pathos is the emotional connection that you create with an audience. How do you create an emotional connection with an audience? You always tell them stories. Do you understand? Who are the best storytellers in the world? Who are the best storytellers in the world? Can you put it onto the chat box? Who are the best storytellers in the world? Vikash, Dinal, who are the best storytellers? Lord Buddha, okay, very good. Someone says myself, fantastic. Vasanthi, you have heard this before. All right. Someone says Jay Shetty, that's very good. Grandparents, teachers, all right, guys. The best storytellers in the world are politicians. Right? Because despite all the crazy things that politicians do, extortion, corruption, theft, murder, everything, when they come on that podium and they speak to an audience, what happens? We go and put the cross in the next election. Don't we all do that? Why do we do that? Because politicians tell the best stories. They know how to emotionally connect with people. They know how to tell, even if you tell them, hey, you did this, you committed this crime, they are able to spin a story and come out of it and capture the hearts of people while doing it. Look at Donald Trump. Donald Trump got impeached the first time that he was the president. The second time he was contesting, he had close to about 60 or 70 lawsuits against him. Right? He had evaded tax, he had business lawsuits, he had lawsuits about infidelity, all of these terrible things. But still, he was able to tell the right stories to the right people that got him the highest amount of electoral votes. Do you understand? Whenever you are delivering a speech, guys, if you don't remember anything from this webinar, I just want you to remember this one thing, and trust me, it will really change the way you deliver speeches. It will really change the way you speak to people. If you can use stories, if you can tell stories in your speech, that means if you can use your personal examples, if you can use the examples of other people in your speech will always be interesting, because people love listening to stories, right? People love listening to stories. So if you can tell good stories, people will always listen to you. Do you understand what I mean? So whatever speech you give, wherever you speak, always use stories. Clear? Number 3 is logos. Logos are the facts, the figures, the data that you would use in your speech. So obviously, whatever story we tell, whatever points we bring out, we have to back up that data or back up those points using facts, figures, and statistics. There needs to be a logical, rational argument to what we are saying. Clear? So it makes sense, right? There are 3 things that makes a good speaker. Number 1 would be credibility. That would be your character. That would be your education. That would be your experience. Number 2 is stories, the emotional bond you create with an audience. And number 3 are the facts, figures, and data that will support your points when you're delivering a speech. Clear? If you are able to combine all 3 of these things, you will easily be able to structure a great speech. Is that clear? Okay, do you have any questions before I move forward? Does that make sense? Any questions? Any questions? Someone says clear. That is very good. Vidunaya, I hope it's clear. Lalanta, I hope it's clear. Tilak, very good. Clear, crystal clear. All good, all good. Guys, before I move forward, I just want to emphasize on this once again. Okay. I can't emphasize enough the importance of telling stories. Okay. If you think of every great politician that has come into power, right? People that we consider great. I mean, if you think about Sri Lankan history, for example, who are the presidents that we would consider great? Okay, one of them, amongst others, would be Mahinda Rajapaksa. Right now, I know some of you are here that might like him, some of you are here that might not like him. But regardless of your personal opinion, one thing that every single person will agree on is that he is a fantastic storyteller. Am I right? I don't know how many of you all remember during the wartime, he brought the entire country together, Sinhalese, Tamils, Muslims, Burghers. Why? Because of his ability to create this story that we are all Sri Lankans moving towards this one goal. Right? Another great storyteller would be Donald Trump. I used his example. Think of every great YouTuber that has currently built a great YouTube business for themselves. The hallmark or the most important skill that they have is their ability to tell stories. Someone says Charlie Kirk. Absolutely. Charlie Kirk was a great storyteller. Do you understand what I mean? When you use stories in your speech, guys, even if you're at a business conference, even if you are at some kind of serious gathering or event, in your speech, if you can put in a story, instantly it becomes more interesting. So out of all these things, the number one thing I want you to remember is that when you are delivering a speech, you need to use good stories. Is that clear? All right, with that being said, we are going into how to structure a good speech. Okay, I want to ask you, right? Let me ask from someone that's here. Tilak, can you unmute yourself and tell me, how would you usually start a speech? What would be the first thing that you do? Tilak, you have to unmute yourself. You're still on mute. All right. Someone else? Anuraj, what about you? How would you start a speech? In the meantime, guys, anyone else, you can just drop.
Self-introduction.
Sorry?
Self-introduction.
Self-introduction. Okay. So you would say, hi, my name is Sheshan. I'm here to speak about this topic. Okay. Anyone else? Someone says with a quote. Good. Someone says an opening. Someone says, welcome everyone. Someone says a joke. Very nice. I like these.
By greeting audience.
By
Greeting audience.
greeting the audience. Okay. Good. I see a lot of good answers coming on board. So guys, let me give you an example. Let me tell you a little story. Okay. Now, when I was going to school, we were all in school for 13 years. I was in school for 13 years. And every single year we would have and every single week, I would say, we would have at least one assembly. So we would have about 56 assemblies throughout the year. Am I right? So every single assembly, we have our father talking, the priest talking, then we have our chief guest, and so on and so forth. Now, across 13 years, we had three different principles. Okay. But to this day, even if I go back to school now, I know exactly how every single principal will start their speech. How will they start? Like this. A very good morning, Reverend Fathers, Reverend Sisters, members of the tutorial staff, members of the non-tutorial staff, and my dear boys. That is how every single, Vikash, you are still in school, right? That's how every single principal starts their speech. Vikash, what do you do when that introduction comes? I know what my friends used to do. We used to pretend to faint so that we can go to the sick room and sleep. Or we have jumped out of the assembly so that we can go to the grounds and play some football. Because the moment he starts his speech like that, I know I'm not going to listen to anything he has to say. Do you understand what I mean? People's attention spans. I mean, at that time when I was going to school, we didn't have phones and we didn't have all this technology. So we had a better attention span than people that are there now. But even then, the moment the start of a speech is boring, we're not going to sit and listen to what these people have to say. Guys, forget about school. Think of your own companies. Think of business forums that you have been to. Think of presentations that you have seen being done. If the person is unable to start in a way that gets the attention of people, you don't want to listen to what that person has to say. So instead of a greeting, instead of the salutation, right, the best thing to do is to have a good introduction. And I'll show you what you can do and what you can use in your introduction to make it interesting. Then you go into the greeting. After you have done the introduction, you go into the greeting. Then you have the body of your speech, and you go into the conclusion. All right. So let me give you some tools that you can use to have a great introduction. Someone has actually said, Ryan has said, in the introduction, you use it to have a hook, or you use it to hook your audience. Ryan, that is very true. I like that. I like that word, hook. Okay. So again, let me give you an example, right? I was comparing an event once. I think I was relatively new, and this was one of the first events that I compared. I invited this gentleman on stage called Rohan Pallevatta. I don't know how many of you have heard of him, but he's a prominent businessman in Sri Lanka. This was a very serious event. There were ministers, there were ambassadors, there were delegates from different countries. It was some kind of automotive event, right? Very serious event. When I introduced this person, he came on stage with a guitar, right, to deliver a speech. And he started off by singing a song. Everyone in the audience stopped what they were doing. They put their phones down. They stopped talking to the person next to them. And they all looked up on stage because nobody expected this guy to go up on stage and sing a song. As soon as he finished speaking, he said, I hope I have everyone's attention now. And that's when he started to speak. Do you understand what I mean? So what did this do? It hooked the audience. It immediately grabbed the attention of every single person in the audience. Guys, in my 13 years of school, I don't remember a lot of speeches that different chief guests, different priests gave in school. There's one speech that has always stood out for me. There was this classical musician that came for one of our prize givings. And the way he started his speech was he played his tabla and he started by saying, biscuit kudu. And that's how he started. Everybody started laughing. Everybody was having a great time. And we listened to everything that this guy had to say. Usually, when chief guest starts talking in different assemblies or prize givings or events, school boys don't listen. I don't know what it's like in international schools or girls' schools, but I know I went to an all boys school. I went to St. Peter's. The boys don't listen, right? Very unruly, not that we are indisciplined, but we like to have fun, right? And to really hold the attention of 1,000, 2,000 boys, it's impossible unless you're really good, right? So what is my takeaway? What is your takeaway from what I said? It's not that every speech you give, you have to start with a song. Because sometimes if some of us sing, if I sing, you guys won't be here. You guys would leave. So we don't want to start off with a song, right? But my point is, you have to do something different. You have to do something unique if you want to hook the audience right at the start. So there are a few tools that you can use. Number one is that you can use quotes. Quotes are popular sayings by popular people, or they are popular sayings that we acknowledge in general. For example, you would have heard a quote like, reading makes a full man. You would have heard of this, right? Reading makes a full man. Then, early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise, right? You would have heard quotes like this. So you can start off with a quote to get the attention of people, because every single person that is delivering speeches are mostly going to start off by saying, good evening, my name is Sheshan. And then you salute everyone that is there. That's how most people start. So the moment you do something different and you start off with a quote, now people are interested in what you have to say. Clear? You could also have a short story, right? You could start off with a short story. We call this an anecdote, a story that is related to the speech. You could start off with something short, maybe 30 seconds to a minute, a story that is related to your speech to get the attention of people, to hook the attention of people. Because, like I told you, stories are the best way to get the attention of people. They love to connect with people with stories. All right. Then you have jokes. Guys, jokes are fantastic. If you can make people laugh, that's what people love the most. They love listening to people that make them laugh. They love listening to people that are funny. Do you understand what I mean? So jokes are fantastic. But there is a risk that comes with jokes. What is the risk? If you crack a joke and nobody laughs, you don't want to be there. Right? That's not a nice situation to be in. It's very stressful because you think it's funny, you crack the joke, and nobody laughs. That's stressful. That can really break a speaker. So you have to be a little experienced if you want to crack a joke, or it should be a joke that is really, really funny. But trust me, if you can pull off a joke, if you can crack a joke well, trust me, people will love it. People love listening to jokes. People love being entertained in any way. Okay, so jokes are fantastic. Then you have questions, rhetorical questions, or you could also ask direct questions. Rhetorical questions are questions that get people to think. It's like a do you know question, right? Do you know that more than 90% of people in the world are more afraid of public speaking than they are of dying? Do you know? So I'm not asking you to respond to me. I'm not asking you to say yes or no or whatever. I'm just saying, do you know? So now you start to think. So from the very beginning, you have got the audience interested in what you are going to say, because now they're like, oh, I didn't know that. Let me listen to you to find out more. Do you understand what I mean? Or you could ask direct questions. Now, I have been asking you guys a lot of direct questions. I've been getting you to respond to me on the chat box. Do you understand? So if you're speaking to people physically, you could ask them to shout yes. You could ask them to say no. You could ask them to raise their hand. You could ask a direct question that requires some sort of response from these people. Does that make sense? All right. So that is how you can deliver a unique introduction in a way that will hook your audience. Clear? Okay. Next, you have the body. Guys, in the body, there are two things that you need to have. Okay, two things. Pathos and logos. So pathos means stories. You need to have either popular stories, stories of celebrities, stories of people you know, any sort of story, or you need to have personal experiences. Now, a lot of the stories that I used were personal experiences. Clear? When you have personal experiences and when you tell stories, that is how you are able to emotionally connect with an audience. So whenever you are delivering a speech, in the body of your speech, to support your point, you need to have good stories. Is that clear? So pathos. And you need to have logos, which is facts and figures and any additional details. Facts, figures, statistics, sources, citations, all of these material to support your point factually, you need to include in your body. Is that clear? Guys, a speech without a story is like tea without sugar. That's a bad analogy because some of you do drink tea without sugar, right? But it just doesn't taste good. Do you understand what I mean? It just doesn't taste good. It tastes like hot water. Do you understand what I mean? So if you don't have stories in your speech, people are not going to be interested in what you have to say. So whenever you are preparing a speech, you need to make sure that you have stories and you have facts to back up your points. Finally, you get to the conclusion where you summarize all the points of your speech. You give any final thoughts and opinions that you have, and you have a concluding sentence, a powerful concluding sentence to finish and finalize what you said in your speech. Does that make sense? You summarize your points, you give your final thoughts and opinions, and you have a concluding sentence. So you start off with a hook, something to get the attention of people. That's your introduction, right? You can have a quote, a joke, an anecdote, or a question. In the body of your speech, you can tell stories and you can have facts to back up those points. In the conclusion, you summarize all your points, you give your final thoughts and opinions, and you have a concluding sentence. Is that clear? So guys, I hope everything is clear to you. Do you have any questions? Okay. Someone says an example for the final sentence. Okay, you can have a call to action at the end of your speech. For example, if you're talking about the importance of reading books, your concluding sentence could be, because of the reasons that I have mentioned in my speech, you understand now how important reading is. And therefore, I invite every single person in this audience to go home today, pick up a book, and start reading. And that will change your life. Do you get what I mean? You have something powerful at the end to get people to take action based on what you said. Is that clear? All right. People say no questions. Got it. All right. Fantastic. Got it. Brilliant. Guys, I want you to tell me, if you were able to build up the ability to speak confidently in front of people, how would that change your career? Would you get promoted? What new doors would that open up for you? Would you be able to start a new business? Would you be able to make new friends? Would you be able to speak to more people confidently? How would that change your career? What new doors would that open for you? Can you let me know this in the chat box? I want to know how learning to speak confidently, learning to speak with confidence, without any fear at all, how that would improve your career, how that would impact your career, and what new opportunities would come your way. Can you let me know in the chat box? Or, okay, people are saying everything you said, all that you have mentioned, I would be confident to speak. Good. We will be smart among other people. Fantastic. With industry experience, you can immediately start consultation. That's very nice. Fantastic. Love it.
Hi, I'm Nishani Vimalasuriya. I'm a teacher of English. I have had many years of experience as a teacher, but I have always had this scare for stage fright. So I decided to join the Success Academy to do public speaking. And what do you know? Here I am, standing here in front of you, speaking. I never thought this is like a dream come true for me. I have developed my confidence, but you need to remember, you need to practice. That's the main thing that Sheshan keeps on saying. And I think, and you should, practice. So, if you feel you have been under a rock, come join. You see a difference and make a difference in your life. Thank you.
If you want, all right. So, guys, Nishani's story is interesting because she has been an English teacher for 27 plus years, but she always struggled to speak in front of a crowd. All right. The reason she came for the class is because she wanted to improve her confidence or build up her confidence so that she could deliver the toast at her daughter's wedding. So, at the end of our program, she was successfully able to build up that confidence and deliver a great speech at her daughter's wedding. All right. So, I just wanted to share that testimonial with you guys before we go into the 5 major mistakes that are keeping you from being a confident speaker. Guys, I want you to say yes if you have this fear. I want you to say yes in the chat box if you have this fear. You are worried about other people's opinions. Guys, this is the biggest stupidity that people do to themselves. What you have to understand when you go in front of people is that people in the audience actually want you to do well. That's the first thing. Because when a speaker on stage does a bad job, it's uncomfortable for the people that are in the audience. I mean, think about it. If I was doing a bad job and I was stammering, I was stuttering, I was getting stuck, I didn't have the right words to talk, you would feel very uncomfortable and you'd start to feel sorry for me, right? So generally, when you're speaking to an audience, that audience wants you to do well. Even if you don't consider that, right? Even if you forget about that, why do you care about what other people have to say? What you should be worried about is the value that you are going to give to other people. We always think about delivering speeches or speaking in public in a very selfish way. We always think, what will people laugh at me? What if people make fun of me? What will people think if I make a mistake? You're always thinking about the negative aspect of how your speech could go. And so you're not focused on delivering the most amount of value to people. Guys, the reason I come up on stage and I speak without getting stuck and I speak with so much confidence is because I am focused 100% on giving you value. I don't care whether you laugh if I make a mistake. I don't care whether you make fun of me after this session ends because of one mistake I made. Because I came here to give you as much value as possible. Do you understand what I mean? So building confidence comes through practice. The only way you're going to be a good speaker, the only way you're going to build up confidence as a speaker, and the only way that you're going to overcome your fear of worrying about other people's opinions is if you practice consistently. And that is the main thing I do in my 4-month training program. Number one, I always get you to speak in class. I only take 20 students into the class. I don't take any more. And I give every student the opportunity in the class to speak. And I also get you to practice at home. So by the time you finish 4 months, you have got so used to speaking. You have got so used to speaking that you're not going to feel too worried about what other people have to say. Guys, another big mistake that a lot of people do is that they read instead of speak. How many people have you seen doing corporate presentations, delivering speeches, where they come and read a piece of paper? This is the worst thing you can do, right? This is the worst thing you can do because people are there to hear you talk. People are there to connect with you. People are there to listen to your stories. They're not there to see you read a piece of paper. So a big mistake a lot of people do is they read instead of speak. So in order to be able to speak confidently, you need to know the right structure and you need to prepare beforehand to ensure that you don't go on stage and read a piece of paper, but you speak confidently so that you can connect with your audience. Make sense? Guys, I want you to put a yes if you make this mistake as well. All right. I want you to say yes if you make this mistake. What is the mistake? Using fillers. What does that mean? When you speak, you say, um, today I'm going to speak about how to improve your, guys, you need to get rid of, you need to get rid of using fillers. When you're speaking and you use fillers, not just in English, even in Sinhala, when you use fillers, it sounds really bad. It makes you look not confident about what you are saying. Guys, one thing that I always help my students do in my program is I help them overcome their use of fillers. I teach them the importance of pausing while speaking so that you come off as a more confident, competent speaker. You don't say 100 times while you speak. You speak confidently. You speak in a competent way without using fillers so that you come across as someone knowledgeable. You come across as someone that is sure of what you are talking about. Makes sense? If you want to be a good speaker, you need to cut off your fillers. And that's something that I genuinely help you do in our classes. Vocal variations. A lot of people, when they speak in the same tone. Imagine that you played a piano, right? Imagine you have a keyboard and you play this one key for about 2 hours. Ting, 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 ting. Would you want to listen to that? No, right? It sounds terrible. It gets irritating because it's the same tone throughout. But what if you play different keys? You have music. If you play different keys, you have music. Guys, our voice is like that. When we speak in the same tone, people, they get fed up. They don't want to listen for a long period of time. But if you use this tool properly and you change your pitch, your power, your pace, your pauses, and you use this tool in the right way by playing all the different keys, you can produce music. That doesn't mean you're going to be able to sing well. It just means you'll be able to speak so well with good vocal variations that people would be interested in what you have to say. Is that clear? And finally, bad body language and facial expressions. Guys, a lot of people, when they speak, they don't use their hands. Their face is the same. Their face doesn't change at all. It's the same blank facial expression. They don't smile. Right? You need to use your face, your hands when you're speaking in front of a crowd. And during our program, we help you fix this. Do you understand what I mean? So these are the 5 major mistakes that people make when speaking in front of an audience. They worry too much about the audience's opinion about them. They read instead of speak. You use fillers. You speak in the same tone without changing your pitch, power, pace, your vocal variations. And you don't have good body language. You don't use your hands. You don't have good facial expressions. You're very monotonous. All right. Okay, so guys, do you think that if you change these 5 mistakes, if you can fix these 5 mistakes, you can be a great speaker, you can be a confident speaker? Can you say yes in the chat box if you believe that you can change these 5 mistakes and be a fantastic speaker? I want you to say yes. Right? I want you to say yes if you genuinely believe it. All right. So guys, honestly, I could have done this one-time webinar. I could have charged you like 2,000 rupees for this webinar, and then I could have not done anything else. But I have put together a 4-month training program because I genuinely want to help as many people as possible improve their speaking skills. Okay. So is it okay if I spend the next 10 to 15 minutes running you through what my program has to offer? If you're done, If you have got the value from this webinar, you're free to leave, no problem. But if you are interested in signing up to my 4-month program, I want to outline what my program entails. So I want you to say yes if you would like me to go ahead and talk a bit more about the program, right? Fantastic. Someone has asked how much does the course cost? I'll let you know. Don't worry. Right, go ahead. Yes, yes, yes. Fantastic. Love it, love it, love it.
Hi, I am Fazrina Fazi. I joined the Success Academic class because I want to improve my speaking. It didn't only improve my speaking, it made me confident and I have a clarity about what I am talking about. So I recommend all of you to join this because it changed a lot in me. I am a confident speaker now. So you all can join her. Thank you.
This was when Fazrina came on to our podcast. So I'll tell you more about the podcast as well as we go along. But guys, I have a 4-month training program. This is what we teach you in my 4-month program. We have 16 weeks, 1 class every week. But trust me, it's not just about this 1 class, right? I give you a lot of work to do at home. I give you a lot of practice activities to do at home to make sure that you are practicing, to make sure that you are becoming better every day. Week 1 in the first class, we are going to look at how to craft a good speech. What is the structure of a good speech? And unlike the session today, now today there were about 150 people, so I can't get everyone to deliver speeches. But in the class, we have only 20 people. So not only do you learn how to deliver a good speech, you get to practice it in the class itself. Clear? Next, we discuss how to deliver a social speech, how to deliver a welcome address, vote of thanks, thank you speech, a toast, how to deliver this type of speech. Then we look at non-verbal communication, how to use your body language, your hands, your face when you speak. Building vocal variations. How can you use this tool? How can you use your voice to create music, right? Overcoming the use of fillers. How can you stop saying what are the speech exercises you can do to overcome this problem? Guys, this is something I love. I told you I have a background in theater. So I try to use that background in theater, the skills, the tools that I learned from theater to help you learn something more and be better speakers, be better public speakers through those activities. Make sense? Then we also talk about presentations, how to use visual aids when doing a public speech, how to face interviews, breathing techniques. Guys, you must be wondering, hey, we know how to breathe. If I didn't know how to breathe, I would be dead. Right? But there are specific breathing skills, breathing techniques that you need to do if you want to be a good speaker. Because if we can't control our flow of breath, we can't be a confident, clear, articulate speaker. All right. How to deliver impromptu speeches. That means how to think on the spot and deliver speeches. Improving your pronunciation, articulation, enunciation. That means improving your ability to speak clearly. How to engage an audience when you're speaking. How to listen well and give feedback. Professional etiquette and personal branding. Guys, I told you I'm someone who has built a big personal brand. So I'll be talking to you about building a good personal brand for yourself and professional etiquette. Week 15, we are going to have a mock interview practice. And on week 16, we are going to have a final assessment. All right. So you get 16 live coaching sessions with me. We have no other trainers because I personally take on the responsibility to ensure that I give every student the attention to help them become a good speaker. Guys, I usually charge 3,500 rupees an hour. In that logic, my training should cost about 112,000 rupees for 16 classes, but we obviously don't charge that much. Most other programs would charge you about 150, 200, 300, 400,000 for a program like this, especially with a trainer that has the experience, that has the education, right? Outside of my training, we also give you the chance, if you want to take part in a diploma in professional public speaking. So for those of you that want to be teachers, that want to get qualified, that want to become compeers, you can take this diploma qualification as well. So you follow my training and you can go and do the diploma exam, right? So it's included in my own package. 16 live training sessions with me, plus when you send recordings on the group, I review them, I give you feedback, I tell you how to improve. So aside from the group aspect, I also give a bit of personalized attention to make sure that every student is able to improve to their maximum potential. Clear? So guys, my usual program price is 59,900, but I told you if you come on to this webinar, I'm going to give you a special discount. So for anyone that wants to join the program and confirm their spot today, I am giving the program at just 33,900 rupees. Okay, one-time payment, 33,900 rupees for those of you that want to confirm your spot, but you have to confirm it today. You don't have to pay today, but usually I'll tell you why you need to pay as soon as possible. But you don't have to pay today. You just have to confirm your spot and say that you'll be joining. If making 33,900 is tough, is hard, that's okay. You can break the payment into two components and make two payments of 19,500, right? Obviously, this is the cheap option, but if you want to break it down, this is also available. Two payments of 19,500, all right? We also give you some extra bonuses, guys, for anyone that joins the program. The biggest bonus, I think, is that the class is limited to only 20 students. Why is that a bonus? Why is that important? Because I am able to give each student a certain level of individual attention to make sure that you improve. Is that clear? I can give every student the chance to speak in the class because we only have 20 students. Clear? I don't take 50, I don't take 40, I don't take 30. I only take 20 because I can give each student the opportunity to speak in the class. And I have the time to go through your videos and give you feedback and make sure there is a certain level of physical or personal mentoring to help you improve. Number two, guys, I have a podcast. I don't know how many of you follow it. If you don't follow it, go and check it out. The YouTube channel is called Sheshan Dias. You can go and check us out on YouTube, right? It's called the Success Podcast, but you can check my channel out, Sheshan Dias. We give all our students the opportunity to come and speak on the podcast, right? Because this is a great opportunity to improve your public speaking skills. A lot of students who, when they started out, felt very scared, very afraid. You know, Nishani, Sylvia. Now, these are again people that can speak English, but were afraid to speak in front of people, right? And this was a great opportunity to talk about what they have learned, to share their own ideas. We give them a public platform to speak on. So every student gets this opportunity with me. Guys, a lot of people that join our classes, honestly, top level people, we do get-togethers, we do physical meetups on and off. Even if we have the online class, at the end of the class, we always have a physical meetup to kind of make sure that everyone stays in touch and we build up this community of professionals that are able to help each other and build that good network you are looking for. We do a lot of physical workshops as well. So if you want to stay connected, if networking is something you're interested in, this is a fantastic opportunity to do that. If you want to do more exams and get qualified, we are associated with Mystical Rose International Institute, which is a part of West London University. So if you want to do public speaking related qualifications, if you want to do spoken English related qualifications, we can get you discounts to get those done, right? And if you do our diploma qualification, we can give you a 50% discount on the exam value. Usually the exam would cost you 50,000, but if you go through us, once you complete our program, you can do the exam for just 25,000.
Hi, I'm Asanka Tilakaratna from the Success Academy's public speaking class. Actually, I recommend this masterclass because if you are willing to develop your public speaking skills, this is the best place. This is because of three reasons. First thing is you will get a toolkit to make your public speaking successful. The second one, The trainer is a very friendly person. He will be a good friend for you to critique your performance. The third one is, in my journey, I have experienced the improvement in my speeches. So that's why I encourage you to join this masterclass and build your confidence. Thank you.
All right. So guys, if you want to sign up to our program, all you need to do is take a screenshot of this page and send it onto the WhatsApp group. So our classes are going to be held every Tuesday from 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. We have one class per week, 16 weeks, that's 4 months. Our first class is going to start next week. The class duration is 2 hours, as you can see, and the class fees are 33,900 if you're making a one-time payment. If you want to break it down into two, you can make two payments of 19,500. All right. If you want to secure your spot, guys, there's close to about 100 people here. So I'm assuming all of you are interested in joining. Unfortunately, we cannot accommodate everybody, right? Because like I said, I want to give each student a certain level of personalized attention. Okay. Because of that reason, I can only take 20 students. So if you want to sign up, you need to take a screenshot of this page and send it on the WhatsApp group and make the payment as soon as possible. So my coordinator will send the payment details on the WhatsApp group. Just look at the payment details, the bank details, and you can make the payment and send the slip to my coordinator. Send the receipt to my coordinator, and then we will confirm your spot in the class, right? I really wish that I could accommodate more than 20 people, right? But unfortunately, that's not possible. So some of you have asked the question, how do we know we are selected? How do we know that we have got chosen, right? Guys, whoever pays first, the first 20 people that pay will be the ones that get into the class, right? Because otherwise, sometimes students say, can you hold a spot for us? But it's tough because I don't know. Sometimes students will say, I'll pay definitely, then they don't end up paying. So it's tough to hold a spot. So the first 20 people that pay are the people that we will be taking on to the coaching program. All right. Is this physical or online or physical blender? Guys, it's a completely online program. So if you're someone that's living abroad, if you're someone that's outstation, it doesn't matter. The full program is online. If anyone wants to join physical classes, we have that too. So just take a screenshot, send it on the group. You can talk to my coordinator, tell him whether you prefer physical or online, and you can get into our physical class as well. But this particular program is done online, right? Online through Zoom every Tuesday, 7:30 to 9:30 p.m. We're starting our first class next week. All right. Super. Guys, any other questions? Again, take a screenshot of this if you're interested in signing up to the program. Send it on the group. Send your name as well, please, so that we know who you are. Don't send the screenshot 3, 4, 5 times. Just send it once and my coordinator will contact you. Send the screenshot with your name on the WhatsApp group and my coordinator will get in touch with you. All right, guys, do you all have any questions? Any feedback about the session today? Any questions? Okay. How would you be monitoring our body language through online? Very good question. Again, even if you're doing the class online, I want you to keep the camera switched on. So I'll be monitoring your body language, your hand gestures, your facial expressions. I'll be giving you feedback based on that. You will also be required to send me video recordings of yourself, of you practicing different speeches. So I'll be monitoring your body language through that as well. All right. If my grammar knowledge is low, is it okay to join this program? Guys, don't worry about your grammar, don't worry about your vocabulary. If you can understand what I'm saying, if you're able to piece together the English language just good enough to communicate your idea, that's more than enough. Because what I build through this program is confidence. What I build through this program is your ability to speak in front of any crowd without any fear. I will teach you the structures. I will teach you how to modulate your voice. I will teach you good body language. I will teach you how to engage an audience. So don't worry about your vocabulary. Don't worry about your grammar. If you want to be a good speaker, take a screenshot and send it on the group. That's it. All right. Thank you for your valuable time and a good session. Appreciate it a lot. Looking forward to joining the program. Fantastic. If it's a physical class, is it done by you? Yes, guys, all our classes are done by me, mainly because I want to uphold a certain level of quality. That's also why I take in a limited number of students, because I don't want to do big mass classes and lower the quality of what I'm teaching. Because unlike doing a maths class or a science class where you can teach a large group of students at once, teaching you how to speak requires you to speak, not me to speak. So I have to give students the opportunity to speak. That's why I take a limited number of students. Okay. The ebook, guys, I'll be sending it on the group once this program is done, once this webinar is done. Okay. Some of you have asked about the physical classes. Guys, again, if you want details about the physical class, just take a screenshot of this page, send it on the WhatsApp group. My coordinator will talk to you and give you all the details. Okay. My coordinator will talk to you and tell you all the details. All right, guys, if you want physical classes, like I said, just take a screenshot of this page, send it on the WhatsApp group. Guys, we have 6 WhatsApp groups. So I don't know which group you are on. Whatever WhatsApp group you're on, just take a screenshot, send it on that specific group. All right, Dilshani has asked, yes, can you join? Can I join with your physical class? Yes, you can. Take a screenshot of this page, send it on the WhatsApp group. Someone says, how can I join the WhatsApp group? Oh, if you're not on the if you're not on the WhatsApp group, what you can do is you can send a message to this number. All right, let me send the number on the chat box. All right, 076 467 6970. Okay, if you're not on the WhatsApp group, just drop a message to this number, get in touch with my coordinator, and he'll give you all the details. All right. Okay, guys, any other questions? Dinal, all clear? Vikash, all clear?
So, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
So, I have a question. That
Go
is
ahead.
it possible to tell a story for the 10-minute presentation, sir?
Of course. Of course, if you have a 10-minute presentation to do, you need to include either, I don't know what the presentation topic is on, but whatever it is on, choose a personal experience or an experience from someone you know, or popular experience, or an example that is related to the topic you are talking about, and you give that story as an example. That is what will make your presentation interesting. A 10-minute speech, a 10-minute presentation is quite a lengthy presentation. You have more than enough time to add in about 2 to 3 stories. Do you understand what I mean?
If it is the sir, if it is the proposal presentation, will it possible, sir?
Of course. Now, even if you're talking about, let's say, a Viva, right, at your university, you have to include stories. You have to give examples. If you're submitting a proposal, you have to give some examples. Do you understand what I mean? So, stories are basically examples. You need to make your point relatable to the person that is listening to you. Does that make sense?
Yes, sir. Thank you so much.
Fantastic. Good. Guys, any other questions? All clear? Okay.
I'm sorry to disturb you, sir. What do you mean, sir? Monthly, actually, it is mentioned 19,500. Monthly means
Just
as
2
it is a
months. So
4 month.
19,500 into 2. So first month you pay 19,500. Next month you pay 19,500 and then done. So basically this payment has been broken down into 2. This is a higher payment because we try to discourage installment payments coming in. So it's obviously cheaper for you to go for the one-time payment option. But if you want to break it down into 2 months, you can do that as well.
Yeah,
Clear?
I can understand. Yeah. Thank you.
No problem. Super. Guys, anything else? So guys, my coordinator has sent the payment details on the WhatsApp group. So you can simply go on the WhatsApp group. You can look at the payment details and make the payment to confirm your spot for the program, right? My coordinator will be giving you a call as well to everyone that has sent the screenshot. So you send the screenshot only if you are interested in joining the program next week. Usually, guys, the 20 spots get filled out in about 2 or 3 days maximum, right? So the faster you pay, the faster we can confirm your spot and we can add you to the class group. All right. Super, super, super. Any other questions? Linuki, Chintani, I hope everything is clear. If you have any other questions, you can go ahead. What's the age
Yes,
limit,
sir.
guys?
The payment method is clear, sir. But I want to know that if it is a physical class, this schedule fit for the physical class.
Not the same
payment.
schedule. So the physical class again, it will be on Sundays at 4:30. Right? Physical class is on Sundays at 4:30 at Narahempita, at the CIPM building. Yeah.
Okay, the payment.
Payment is the
payment
same.
or
Payment is the same.
same.
Yeah, it's a
Okay.
4-month program. Either you pay one-time payment or 2 monthly payments. Yeah.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
Yes.
Sir, at the end of this course, are you providing any certificates, sir?
At the end of the program, if you just take the 4-month program, I give you a certificate of completion. Right now, that's not from any awarding body. That's just a certificate I'm giving to you. That's it. If you do the diploma qualification, then you get it from the awarding body. It's from Mystical Rose International Institute. It's a Pearson recognized organization. So you get that certificate if you do the exam. To complete my 4-month program, I only give you a certificate of completion. Clear?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yes, Sunil. Sorry, I didn't catch you.
When will be the next session, sir? Next session. Next program. Right.
Okay, so now if you're asking about the classes, I'll be starting on the 10th of March, but I am not sure when we will be starting another batch, because right now I'm doing classes from Monday to Thursday and I'm doing a class on Sunday. So Friday, Saturday, I don't do classes. So I have to wait till another batch finishes to start a new one. So once we start this one, I'm again locked in for 4 months. You get what I mean?
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
All right. Okay. So don't worry. Even if you miss 1 or 2 classes, we always send in the recordings, right? So we always send the recordings. So even if you miss a class or 2, you can always cover up, catch up, watch the recording. Make sense? All right.
Thank you.
Sir, are there any age limit?
We usually try to take students above 15, but if you're really interested, we can make an exception, right? But ideally, I would say you need to be at least above 13 or 14 to get the best use of the class, because most of the people that are joining will be adults. So I mean, we've had kids before. We've had students that were about 13, 14 joining in, but they actively took part. They were able to improve themselves. So that's good. But ideally, if you're above 14 or 15, that would be great. Yeah. Below that would not be ideal, because some of the jokes I crack also might not be the best for anyone below 14. Right. Okay. Super, super, super. Guys, any other questions before we wrap up? I hope you got value from the session today. That's the most important thing, because there's only 20 people that will join the program, but there were close to about 150 people here today. I hope all of you that joined got some value from what I taught you here today. Guys, if you got some value, let me know your feedback on the WhatsApp group. Let me know what you think, because if what I did today was something you found valuable, then I can keep doing it for anyone in the future, so that I know what I'm doing has some sort of value, some sort of takeaway or outcome or benefit to the people that are here. If there is something negative you would like to share, that's also fine, because then we know what we can improve moving forward. So let me know your feedback on the WhatsApp group. If you want to sign up for my classes, I hope you have taken a screenshot and already sent it on the WhatsApp group. Guys, my ebook, give me about an hour. I will be sending it on the WhatsApp group again once this traffic dies down. So I hope you're excited. I hope you're excited to sign up to my class. I hope you're excited to sign up to my program, because guys, trust me, at the end of 4 months, you will not recognize yourself, because you will be the most confident version of yourself that you have ever been. All right. Thank you very much to everyone that joined. I hope you got value. Let me know your feedback in the WhatsApp group. I hope to see your screenshots coming through. And to everyone that joins my class, I hope to see you all next week, next Tuesday at 7:30 p.m. Guys, have a great one. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.